what can I say other than I didn't know? I didn't know. And you know what? The problem is there's so much in the knife world. It's hard to keep up, and it's hard to know all the. I mean, can you imagine all the people that are out there making knives, all the manufacturers that are manufacturing, all the people that are doing design work and having OEMs made and all this? It's insane. And so, no, I didn't know about this knife. And isn't it crazy? It's crazy, it's wonky, and I like it because of that. I saw this because my buddy Tony, which is Berg Knife on Instagram, at Berg Knife, B-U-R-G Knife on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. Maybe you will get in on some of this stuff too, but I'll give you the information on this knife maker who has a long bio here. This is the Maxim X, okay, and it was $80, which is really inexpensive. This is drdgear.com. I'll give you, this is a website, okay, this is a website. Okay, so this is Daryl Casting. Okay. And I watched a YouTube video. There was somebody at one of the knife shows, and I can't remember which knife show, but it was a YouTube video, and they were interviewing him and talking to him about his knives, and he had them laid out on the table, etc., etc. And also, he was talking about the fact that he was having some of the machine work done elsewhere because, you know, you only got so much capacity in your garage to do things. But, you know, read his bio. I'll give you the link to his website. It's got a long bio about him. You know, he's an engineer, but then he's got interested in knives, doing that. Took some years off later from doing knives because he was more involved with his kids' lives because they were young and he was doing this and that. But he kind of came back in 2013, started getting serious again, or more involved, etc. So he had these Maxim X knives, and it was, I guess that's his mother who passed away recently at the age of 80, but he was raising funds, so he was selling off these factory second, or his, what he calls seconds, and just to raise money for getting gifts and stuff for hospice workers, etc. But they're marked with alien crossbones pattern, etc., etc. Now, check it out. Alien and crossbones right there. VG10, it's numbered. It's got this, and I kept thinking somewhere he said something like red insulator material, and now I'm trying to remember where I saw that. But what had happened is the lock bar got polished and rounded, so some people having a hard time. And yes, they are having a hard time disengaging this. This is not easy to do even for me, and I'm not elderly yet. You know, people go, yes, you are a senior citizen. I'm a senior. Okay, but yeah, that's difficult. So yeah, and really, to tell you the truth, this should have had a little bit of differentiation on this scale. I know that might kind of hurt the overall look on this thing, but had it just, you know, take a little bit of material off of here so you can get your thumb through there and disengage that lock bar, it'd be easier, because that is not real easy. But it's got a hell of a drop to it. Hold on, I saw oil all over this blade. And it wasn't me, because I haven't taken it apart. But check it out. It's wild. It's a funky looking blade, isn't it? Let me see if I can get a piece of paper here. Okay. I don't know. I haven't cut nothing with it. Ooh, well, okay. I mean, it comes sharp. It doesn't look like it's going to be an effective cutting tool because of the funky look. And it's like, my wife goes, what would you do with that? And I go, I think you could scrape stickers off of the glass window or something with this on the front. But no, I mean, it'll cut. Got a little breakaway choil area here for sharpening. VG10, interesting, but yeah, you gotta have some fat on your finger to push in there and push and disengage. And yeah, it's centered up. Interesting though, isn't it? Hold on, let me put it on the scale. But you can check that out on his site because he made some that were called the Space XI, or this is a larger brother, I think he said, of the Space X, okay? So this is the Maxim X second. Interesting. I wonder if that is, let me see if I got a magnet. I think this might be titanium. I mean, I can feel the liners in here, but this doesn't feel, oh, okay, that's steel. I don't think this is steel. I think this is titanium here. Wow. Okay, put it on the scale. 4.4, 126 grams basically. Easy to flip open. I mean, but what a rectangular piece of work this is. And you know, Berg knife, he showed me a picture and go, oh, you might want to, and as soon as I clicked, they were already sold out. They were already sold out. I go, well, I guess I'm SOL, whatever. And then 3 or 4 days later, he goes, you know what? I guess I must have got 2 of them. So I'll sell you one for what I paid, which is, you know, thank you so much. Because I'm sure he could have turned it and made reasonably decent money. And then, you know, when I got it, I realized, yeah, this is a little difficult to disengage. I understand that issue. But I was thinking, do I want to get this modded or do I want to keep it just original and maybe just move it along to somebody else who wants one really, really bad? So in that case, I deferred to the latter. I'm not going to have it modded and keep it. I think I'm going to move it along to somebody who really, really wanted one. I just thought I wanted the experience of putting it in my hand. And this contoured scale material is really interesting. You know, and all of his creations are so different. Check his website out and his Instagram, you know. But, whew, yeah, so design work is really, I think, his key to being so individual, you know, setting himself apart from a lot of other makers. You know, there's a lot of people that make knives, but he has developed his own design language and unique approach, and it's fascinating. And, well, it's 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 7 1/2, and that's the big dog, right? So, yeah, that's, oh, by the way, in case you didn't look at my metrics, yeah, 80 millimeter and a little over 19.2 centimeters, but 80 millimeter blade length. And 12 millimeter, not bad, 0.47, that's pretty slender in the hand, and 0.12 inches at 3 millimeter blade stock. So, yeah, you know, kind of neither big nor small, but it should be pretty handy to be able to plop in your pocket and carry. It's definitely something that's going to get some attention from people, isn't it? Just the overall look of this knife. It's pretty crazy. Ergos, it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing there that's unusual. And let me see what my lockup is. It's pretty decent. It's 30 to 35% at least. And let me gander in here. So you got a nested liner top and bottom. Of course, the bottom one is the liner lock. But so that's in there. But this material is really weird. It's not, I don't know, it's not really acrylic. But if somebody can spill more information in the comment section about that particular material, it almost looks like it's fiberglass reinforced. And when he was saying, I thought insulator material, so maybe that's part of that gig. Not a lot of hardware, right? And from the front here, presentation side, nothing going on there, right? I mean, there's no entryway in here, but it's a nice, clean look. And hell of a deal, right? And it came in this box, which looks very much like I get Tuya knives, right? I buy Tuya knives, and Tuya Knives uses these same kind of hard boxes, but also D Rocket Designs, the Maxim X, and its red handle. Yeah, I mean, very simple. And there's the inside. So that's how it came, just like that. No outer box, and doesn't need one. It's hard shell. So that was good. Really easy, and it's got a good drop once you get it, you know, over the detent ball, which is pretty quick, you know, and nice, but so interesting. So now that I'll probably be passing it on, I'll go ahead and destroy the knife. And people go, I was wanting it from you, but then I saw what you did. Nah, this shouldn't be bad. This should be pretty easy. Keep it simple, stupid, right? And let's take this off. Okay, so this is our lock bar side. Okay, there's all your asbestos in here. Grind that up and sniff it. There you go. Hey, that'll make you smarter. And, just kidding, I think it's fiberglass. Okay, and here's your liner, nice and shiny. Ceramic detent ball, boom, boom. So what do we got over here in the mess? Come on, folks. Ceramic, okay. So we got ceramic bearings. And of course, a nested liner on the other side. Let's see what we're doing here. What are we doing? Okay, there goes the blade stop. There goes them. What is this? Let me see. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. I was going to look at this pivot. Nah. Okay, so it's round. So I guess it could spin. And if it did, it wouldn't be good. Would not be good. Okay, so now here's the back side right here. And these only go so far in. They're either Loctited or something in there, so they don't go any further. And there's that piece, so they fall right out. But yeah, you might not want to get too happy with thread locker on that pivot, because at some point in time this could turn on you. Oh, and what do we have? We have a little washer. Even though we got steel liner, we have a super, you know, almost paper thin steel washer in there. Okay. And he had it popped like this, and I guess we can put a drop on here, and we could put our blade back on. Okay, what do we got? Well, okay, we got the stop, we got the bearings, and we're putting this in. Let's roll this around here and keep that down there. Oh, and the other set of bearings, and then we had a washer on the other side. This is weird, okay, but it is what it is. I like that. And then we got to put this liner over the top, just like this. Let's see if we can fit that. And very successful, no problem there. And then this, and shouldn't be an issue at all. I'm surprised that hadn't fell back out. Okay, so there's the pivot, and let's get, oh, well, we left that one behind. Okay, well, let's put this here. Come on. And let's put the pocket clip. So it's just those 2 screws, and everything else falls out pretty quick. And that looks, yeah, that looks all fine. Okay. That looks centered. Yes, it does. Okay, hold on. Let me move this aside. Okay, yeah, the drop's good. But yeah, that could get really into a mess for some people that really are going to have to dig to do that. So whoever wants to make it their forever knife, they're either going to put up with the inconvenience, or they're going to have it modded a little bit, whatever. So what do you think? Maxim X, I know it's a second. Definitely affordable though. But, you know, it gave me an insight into what he's doing and a new discovery. I mean, it's a new discovery for me. So it's way cool. I like this blade thing. But this is a big one for him. This is a big knife. And so it's really kind of a standard to on the small side for me. Would be interesting if he put one of these out that were, you know, 3.6 at least blade. And then, of course, give me something I can get my finger on. And that is cool. I do. I like the design. I like his approach. Take care, my friends. We love them knives. Sub to my channel if you would be so kind, and stay sharp.